right, back with you. Some residents in Maitland, suburb of Cape Town, are calling for the removal of what they call nonchalant staff at their local police station. In a memorandum given to the Western Cape Police Commissioner Thembisile Patekile, the residents are also lobbying for the police station to immediately stop shutting its doors after hours. Maitland Ward Councillor Cheslyn Steenberg joins us now for more on this. Cheslyn, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. Talk to us about why you believe law enforcement in the Maitland area has completely come to a standstill, or at least inadequate over the period in which the current management of that police station has been in operation.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity, and good afternoon to the listeners. Over the past several months, the policing standards in Maitland have dropped to alarming levels, and public trust in Maitland SAPS have collapsed totally. And the perception amongst the residents is that the station has become ineffective, unaccountable, and disconnected from the community that it serves. And so as a community on Sunday, the 27th of July, 2025, we handed over the memorandum to the representative of the provincial SAPS, wherein we ask that the SAPS management of Maitland SAPS be replaced totally, simply because our concerns that we have tabled in the memorandum is on 4 levels. There is a minimal amount of visible policing. The crime prevention unit is inactive, non-existent, for a lack of a better word. Crime in Maitland is uncontrolled and has escalated. And then, of course, there's a total lack of accountability. And so as a community, we are well aware of Section 12 of the Bill of Rights, but we are also well aware of our responsibility to that right. And so when we tabled this memorandum, we were very clear, and we were very clear to place our concerns on the table in relation to the SAPS Act of 68 of 1995, in particular chapter or section 7 that speaks to the community involvement, and we've done that as a community. We are part of our neighborhood watches, part of CPF, but ultimately the partnership that needs to take place between the community and SAPS have collapsed. SAPS is non-existent, and crime in the area has exacerbated tremendously. You would also know that Maitland has a high amount of foreign nationals, and a lot of them come through the system illegally, and that is not being policed. And that's a huge concern for us. Common robbery have increased. Drug dealing has increased. Common assault have increased. Prostitution, business robberies, residential robberies. And I can continue and continue. And so our core, we believe, is not done in isolation or in a vacuum, but because we are fed up of the way in which things are going on in Maitland.
Yeah, you are calling for the return of Colonel Solomons and Captain van der Heever. Why were they removed?
Well, we know that they were promoted to other stations, and we believe that their work in Maitland over the past few years yielded great result. And with their promotion, of course, came them moving from the station, and we are simply calling not only them back, but we are calling members to serve the community of Maitland. And so if the provincial commissioner understands the dynamics of Maitland, he would understand that we need effective leadership, and we need members in blue, both men and women, to come out and with a passion fight crime in Maitland, and not the ones that we currently have, where the doors are locked after 6 in the evening, where there's only one vehicle on duty, where we are treated as, second-class citizens in Maitland. That's unacceptable for us.
So I'm told the police are denying this fact that you're saying the police station is not operational after hours. I mean, I'm sure you've got some tangible proof that it is not.
Most definitely we have proof. Everything we are saying We are not saying in a vacuum. We have evidence to this effect. We have clear evidence. We residents have reported that the station is locked, the gate is locked. And let me tell you why the gate is locked. The gate is locked because you would have 1 or 2 or 3 officers report for duty. Ultimately, SAPS is placing their own members' lives at risk by not being functional the way they should be functional. You have 3 officers on duty, 2 would be on a vehicle, and the other one would lock him or herself in the police station. Now, that alone is a risk because police stations have firearms, they have ammunition, they have cells with detainees in it. So how can you have 1 or 2 people on duty in a police station with that high risk? And so if the police is saying that what we are saying as a community is not true, then they need to substantiate that. But we have clear evidence of what we are putting on the table. We will never, ever put out something like this in the public domain without evidence.
Yeah. Now, part of what you're calling for is accountability. So what sort of accountability would you like to see?
Well, we need accountability from the district office and from the provincial office, but more so from the national office. And if they are serious about transparency and accountability, they would listen to what the people want and ensure that we have a functional police station, including a functional visible section and a functional detective branch within SAPS. We have no sector policing. And so how are we going to ensure that crime is combated if there is no transparency or even accountability? And so that is what we are calling for. We are not asking for magic. We are simply asking to ensure that the resources that needs to be given to Maitland SAPS is given to Maitland SAPS with a leadership in place that has the heart of Maitland, not the ones that we currently have. You don't come and clock in and clock out and just get your salary at the end of the month. And that's what's happening at Maitland SAPS.
Yep.
There's no accountability. There's no leadership. There's no passion to serve the community and deal with crime head on. Absolutely nothing.
You've given the commissioner in the Western Cape, Thembisile Patekile, 14 days to respond. What would happen in 14 days if those 3 demands that I'm seeing are not met? The removal of the current management team at the station, redeployment of additional police officers to the area, and the return of Lieutenant Colonel Solomons, who was moved to the Athlone police station.
Well, we can assure the provincial commissioner and his national counterparts that we will vent ourselves to the court. We have already appointed a legal practitioner that will be taking our issue to court. And that will be our position. We don't want to do that. We don't want to take SAPS to court, but we will have no option to do so. And we're not doing it because we want to do it. We are doing it simply because we are seeing that SAPS is failing our community. And not only Maitland, but we also see it in other communities within the Western Cape, within the broader republic itself. Luckily for us, we have good working relationships with stakeholders on the ground that would support us and assist us in taking the matter to court. Then we have to do that if the Lieutenant General Patekile don't see the urgency of responding in the positive to our request.
Cheslyn, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on.